No, Junkins are neither Autobots nor Decepticons. They are a neutral party to all of this. But once you get them into your corner, that is where they'll stay, especially if you give them plenty of junk to play with. Greetings and welcome back to Checkpoint Gaming Transformers. With this clarification episode, we will go over that of the characters. When it comes to their clarification, although not corrections to published text, it will help make things better to understand for the players. And though this was covered in episode 5, we created this special episode for those who wish to just go over that of the character clarifications. With their raid, Fearless Flyer, while in bot mode, he has flavor text that allows him to scrap an enemy upgrade after he damages them. If he has an upgrade that itself does damage to an enemy upgrade will not be scrapped unless the upgrade specifically says his ability will be triggered. With Alpha Bravo, Airborne Special Ops, while in alt mode, if a plane attacks him and gets KO'd due to his flavor text, no battle cards will be flipped and the attack will come to an end. With Alpha Tricon, Cybertronian Sage, while in alt mode, if the card you play has other battle icons on it beyond that of blue, they still count towards the battle. With RC, Skilled Fighter, when she flips to alt mode and none of your characters are damaged, nothing will happen since there is no damage counters to be removed. While she is in bot mode and her attack is boosted by an attack or an upgrade, it will raise her Pierce number as well due to the nature of her flavored text. This extends to any and all orange attack icons that are flipped during her attack step. When equipped with an upgrade that gives her additional Pierce, the Pierce value is increased, not the initial attack value. As long as she is in bot mode, any attack damage dealt goes through and gives damage counters to the target regardless of the defender's defense value due to her Pierce ability. With Autobot Cosmos, Recon and Communication, while in bot mode, if there are only 2 battle cards left in your deck, when you attack with this character, his ability will trigger. This is because after flipping your last 2 battle cards in your deck, you will need to reshuffle your scrap pile into your deck as soon as the deck becomes empty. As a result of this, the defender will be KO'd if it has 12 stars or less. Your opponent will not flip any of their battle cards. This also extends to any upgrade or action that causes you to draw the last card from your deck. With Autobot Hound, Long Range Scout, while in bot mode, his ability will not trigger the round reaches the attacking out phase. He is not the first character to go, and a white battle icon was played before it is his turn to attack. With Autobot Jazz, Special Ops, while in alt mode, if the battle meets the criteria for his flavored text, any extra damage gets discarded and only 2 points of damage are inflicted. But if the attack has an ability that will deal damage to Jazz, that damage will still get applied even if his flavored text is still in effect. With Autobot Mirage, Lone Wolf, while in bot mode, if he flips 3 white battle icons while attacking, then he will become untapped. Under ordinary circumstances, he will not be able to attack immediately and you will have to wait until your turn to attack again. But if you are in the attacking out phase, then Autobot Mirage can attack again. When it is in alt mode and you play an action, because of his ability, he can play another action this turn. With Autobot Nautica, Camion Engineer, while in alt mode, he gets 1 additional defense value for each blue battle icon flipped. So 1 blue battle icon is equal to 2 defense points. When it is in bot mode, the armor comes from your hand. With Autobot Whirl, Aerial Assault, while in bot mode, and Private Vanguard, Grand Command, Advanced Guard, they wait until all other effects have been applied, then sees if the attack exceeds at a 5 attack damage for a ranged attack. If it is more than 5 attack damage and is from a ranged character, then only 5 points of damage is applied. With Beachcomber, Geologist, while in alt mode, if the card isn't the card you named, you will just put it back onto the top of your deck. With Blackwing, Aerial Attack, and Redmine, Air Defense, while both are in bot mode and both are in the KO area, they are not able to combine to Dreadwing, Sky Destroyer. At least one character will have to be on the battlefield for their abilities to work. With Blur, fastest bot in the galaxy, while in bot mode, his ability will allow you to choose which untapped enemy character you will be able to attack. However, you will be unable to play any cards before attacking an untapped character in the second attack. This is due to it occurring right after the first attack finishes. You also have to attack for the second time, but if there are no untapped enemy characters, this ability will not trigger. Blur will remain tapped after the first attack. With Bumblebee, Courageous Scout, while in alt mode, if you have no card in your hand when you use this ability, you will draw a card, look at it, you will immediately put it back on top of your deck. You are unable to do anything else with that card before you put it back on top of your deck. When it is in bot mode, you flip 1 white battle icon with the primary flip and then flip another white icon from the 2 bonus cards his ability will trigger. With Bumblebee, Legendary Warrior, when flipping to alt mode, you do not have to attack with him that turn. It just allows you to attack untapped enemies if you choose to do so with Bumblebee. And you attack a tapped or untapped enemy. It just depends upon who you wish to attack. And if you attack an untapped enemy, the target will remain untapped. None of the other combat rules are altered. With Captain Astrotrain, Space Force, Transport, regardless of his mode, he will retain his trigger ability until the end of the turn, even if he loses an upgrade. With Captain Alita 1 Special Op Ranger, when flipping to alt mode, the damage counters that are already found on the character can affect how many damage counters can be moved onto her. And when moving damage counters from one character to another, it does not count as repairing the first character or damaging the second. Any abilities that care about damage being done or repaired will not be affected by the moving of damage counters. When it is in bot mode, if you do not want to play a card from your scrap pile, the card will stay in the scrap pile. And if Alita 1 is your last character to be KO'd, you cannot use her ability before losing the game. When she is moved to the KO area, you lose the game before you can use her ability. With Captain Ironhide, Infantry, Bodyguard, while in alt mode, you can take non-attack damage from cards. This includes things such as Photon Bomb, for even though it is not occurring during the battle itself, certain cards can be seen as attack cards. In regards to your opponent's cards, they include their opponent's characters and battle cards. Your opponent is able to play a card that moves damage counters from one character onto Captain Ironhide. Moving damage counters is not the same thing as doing damage. When it is in bot mode, you cannot swap a weapon onto Captain Ironhide from your hand when it says put on other, because the put on other restrictions still apply. With Captain Jetfire, Engineering, Air Guardian, when flipping to alt mode and there is less than 5 cards found in your deck, reveal what cards you can, lay them aside, reshuffle your scrap pile, and then reveal the remaining balance until you have revealed 5 cards. With Captain Omega Supreme, Transport, City Defense, since his base does not have the ability to combine, you're not allowed to combine the base, the spacecraft, or the tank if both are found in the KO area. In this situation, the base is on its own unless there is a way for you to bring back the spacecraft or tank back into the play. When it comes to combining and the conditions are met for both the spaceship and tank for it to combine, then ignore the redundant ability for Captain Omega Supreme can only combine once. With Captain Wheeljack, Engineering, Scientist, while in alt mode, use his ability before the game begins. After placing Brainstorm into your hand, shuffle the rest of the deck and draw 3 cards at the start of the game like normal. You will still draw a card at the start of your first turn. When it is in bot mode, you can only trigger your ability once per turn. With Chop Chop, Sneaky Insecticon, while in alt mode, you can scrap multiple upgrades and repair different Insecticons or repair just one. When it is in bot mode, you can move another weapon onto him if he already has one, but you will have to scrap the original weapon in order to do so. If you move an upgrade onto Chop Chop while ability that triggers when the upgraded character attacks, said ability will not trigger since it wasn't on Chop Chop when he attacked. But upgrades that allow for the flipping of additional battle cards to trigger since his ability happens before the flipping of a battle card. You cannot move an upgrade onto Chop Chop if it says put on only, because the put on only restrictions still apply. With Chromia Special Ops, while in bot mode, you flip one white battle icon with the primary flip, and then flip another white icon from the 2 bonus cards his ability will trigger. With Cliffjumper, Renegade Warrior, while in bot mode, characters that are KO'd and not in car mode when KO'd will not add to Cliffjumper's bonus. With characters found in the KO area and are flipped to their car mode, they will not activate Cliffjumper's alternate mode ability unless an ability states otherwise. With Crankcase, Data Collector, while in bot mode, his ability triggers if you have 5 cards in your hand at the beginning of his attack, even if the number of cards found in your hand changes over the course of the fight. With Decepticon Venom, Insecticon Tyrant, while in alt mode, is KO'd and your opponent has 1 card in their hand, your opponent will scrap that 1 card. But if your opponent has an empty hand, then nothing will happen. If Venom and another of your Insecticons are KO'd at the same time, then Venom's ability will trigger twice and your opponent will scrap 4 cards from their hand. With Demolisher, Devoted Decepticon, while in bot mode, action and upgrade cards that increase his defense are included with his ability. With Dinobot Sludge, Mighty Stomper, while in alt mode, he can take on all damage counters found on all of the other Dinobots found on his team, even if it will exceed his health. This will cause him to be KO'd, but sometimes sacrifices will have to be made. With Dinobot Snarl, Desert Warrior, while in bot mode, you will place a card on top of your deck before you begin flipping battle cards, assuming you decide to place a card on top of your deck. With Dinobot Sludge, Battering Ram, while in alt mode, his ability will work more than once in each turn whenever he is battling. With Dinobot Swoop, Bombardier, while in bot mode, any cards that possess orange battle icons are returned to your hand. They will help toward his attack since his ability is not used until after the battle has finished. You are even able to pick up an additional green battle icon card if you flip more than one during combat in addition to the normal acquisition of a green battle icon card, but you will still have to swap a card from your hand, normally acquired one. With Dirge, Doombringer, while in alt mode, his attack bonus granted from his ability will not change later in the turn. Just count the number of characters found in your opponent's KO area when the ability resolves. When it is in bot mode, you play Steamroll with them, and Dirge does enough attack damage to KO the defender. Steamroll's ability will work, but Dirge's ability will not trigger. But if Dirge does exactly enough damage to KO the defender, Steamroll will not do anything. With Dive Bomb, Aerial Assault, while in bot mode, if the revealed card is not an attack, it will go back into your opponent's hand hidden once you're done looking and reading it. With Grapple, Autobot Architect, while in alt mode, it does not matter how many cards you discard. They just need to be exactly 4 different colors among the battle icons found on these cards. With Grimlock, Dinobot Leader, while in alt mode, he is able to give himself both 3 with his ability. When he is in bot mode, any damage he delivers to an enemy character that exceeds the character's health, resulting in KO, instead of discarding the excess damage, your opponent will choose one of their other characters to give that excess damage to. But this excess damage does not progress to a third character if extra damage exceeds after KOing the second character. Though it would be cool, it would also make him overpowered. With Grimlock, Powerful Commander, while in bot mode, his ability allows you to add a character not currently found in this game and add it to your KO area. You can also add a character with the same name, including the same full name. And as the ability is written, you can grab a Dinobot from any wave. With Inferno, Perilous Firefighter, while in alt mode, his ability allows you to choose any character, either one of yours or your opponent's, and have all of that character's upgrades be returned to their owner's hand. You can even choose a character that is without upgrades if you don't wish to return any upgrades to their owner's hand. With Insecticon Scrapnel, Insecticon Leader, while in bot mode and is the target of an attack that delivers more than 3 damage, the extra damage does not happen, causing only 3 damage. This includes any damage that is dealt from a character's ability from any damage dealt to him while he is defending counts toward this 3 damage limit. With Jetfire, Air Guardian, while in bot mode, you can put another upgrade onto him if he already has one of that given type, but you will have to scrap the original upgrade in order to do so. With Lockdown, Bounty Hunter, while in bot mode, the cards found under it are not considered to be on the battlefield. Their abilities do not apply, are not equipped to it, and are not part of the scrap pile. They are just used to keep track of the bonuses associated with its other abilities. And neither player is allowed to look at these cards as they are placed face down underneath Lockdown. And if Lockdown is KO'd, any card found under it are placed onto the scrap pile. With Lord Megatron, Conqueror of Cybertron, while in bot mode, his ability will not trigger if there are no cards found in your opponent's scrap pile, preventing them from reshuffling. With Major Shockwave, Applied Sciences Scientist, while in alt mode, you cannot do more than just look at the top card of your deck. You will not be able to move it anywhere unless something else says you can. When he is in bot mode, his ability allows you to pretend that the top card of your deck is a part of your hand when playing it. His ability does not give you an extra action or upgrade for that turn. His ability also only extends to when you are playing a card, so your opponent playing a card that tells you to scrap a card, you will have to do so from your hand. And with the top card of your deck, as long as it meets Major Shockwave's ability condition, you are allowed to keep playing the card from the top of your deck. Just remember the normal 1 action upgrade per turn rule. With Major Ultra Magnus, Infantry City Commander, while in alt mode, use his ability before the game begins. After placing Ultra Magnus armor onto Ultra Magnus, shuffle the rest of the deck and draw 3 cards at the start of the game like normal. You will still draw a card at the start of your first turn. With Megatron, Decepticon Leader, while in bot mode, his Pierce 3 ability guarantees that he does a minimum damage of 3 regardless of how many blue battle icons your opponent will flip. With Negatron, Fallen Hero, while in alt mode, his ability still triggers and an orange battle icon is flipped and he is KO'd during the battle. With Megatron, Living Weapon, while in bot mode, is allowed to be equipped with up to 3 weapon upgrades. With these additional weapon upgrades, they will take up an armor and or utility slot. You can choose to put these additional weapon upgrades onto whatever slot you wish, but it cannot be moved into another slot. So if you want to play an armor or utility upgrade and their respective slot is occupied with a weapon upgrade, you'll need to scrap that given weapon upgrade. And when he flips to alt mode, he retains all weapon upgrades applied to him while in bot mode. And if you already have weapon upgrades equipped onto Megatron, you can add an additional weapon upgrade to him while he is in alt mode as long as he has a weapon slot open for an upgrade. But if he already has a weapon in his weapon slot and you want to play a weapon upgrade, you'll have to scrap the original weapon before play the new weapon. And if you're playing with swap parts in your game, Megatron has 2 weapon upgrades and a non-weapon upgrade, and the other character is unable to hold multiple weapons at once, then you will bring over the weapon and the non-weapon upgrade of your choice onto the other character with the other weapon remaining on Megatron. With Minosaur, Menacing Colossus, while in Combiner mode, if you plan an action that allows you to play another action, it will not interfere with Minosaur's ability to play another action. So you get your base action, an additional action that the base action might allow than Minosaur's action. With Mind Wipe, Hypnotist, while in alt mode, will cause hybrid battle icons to be scrapped based upon the color you choose. This is because hybrid battle icons count as their color. With Motormaster, Sudden Leader, while in alt mode, his ability will not prevent damage counters from being moved from one character to another. This is due to the fact that the damage has already been dealt. Now it is just being moved. It also does not have an effect upon your own cards, allowing you to damage your other characters. While it is in bot mode, you can choose any stun icon to defend, ignoring keywords like Brave and Stealth, as well as ignoring which characters are tapped and which are untapped. And with his alt mode ability, Motormaster will take damage that would normally be done to him but does not take damage meant for other characters. With MTX S2A Guided Missile Launcher, you'll have to say or indicate which slot it is going into. And once placed into a slot, it cannot be moved to another slot in order to free up space. And regardless of what slot it goes into, it will remain as a weapon. With Nemesis Prime, Dark Clone, while in bot mode, neither you nor your opponent is allowed to know what card is placed underneath Nemesis Prime when the deck is reshuffled and placed from the bottom of the deck. And if you reshuffle your deck while attacking and place the bottom card beneath them, you'll gain that +3 attack instantly. While the face down card found underneath him when he transformed to his alt mode, he no longer is able to place cards underneath him while reshuffling, and he does not gain any attack bonuses from them. With any card found underneath Nemesis Prime when he is KO'd will be placed in the scrap pile along with any upgrades he possesses. With Off-Road, All-Terrain Soldier, while in alt mode, if that one damage is enough to KO an attacking car, no battle cards are flipped. The attacking character is KO'd and the attack is over. With Optimus Maximus, Ultimate Defender, while in Combiner mode, his ability triggers before the flipping of any battle cards, so you get to plan and set up your flip. This happens just after Optimus Maximus is chosen as the attacker or the defender. With Optimus Prime, Battlefield Legend, while in bot mode, you will flip extra battle cards before using Optimus Prime's ability, for it works after you have flipped all of your cards. And if you play one of the actions you flip and it has an orange battle icon on it, you still get to use the battle icon due to it still being flipped during the battle. But if the action found would give him bold, you do not get to flip more battle icons. So if you flip something like Supercharge, you'll get 3 bold, but you won't be allowed to flip additional cards. This is due to you already flipping battle cards for the attack. If you flip new designs, you can put an upgrade onto one of your characters. But if you flipped Brainstorm, you get to play another action. With Optimus Prime, Gleaming Commander, while in alt mode, you get up to 3 Sentinels that are not currently in the game and add them to your KO area. And though the 3 Sentinels that are being brought into the game must all be different, you can bring in the same characters that you started your team with. With Predacon Rampage, Savage Hunter, while in bot mode, if he and an enemy character get KO'd at the same time, his ability will trigger and repair 1 damage to all other Predacons on your team, but Rampage cannot repair himself due to him being in the KO area. With Private Fix-It, Rescue Patrol, Medic, while in bot mode, if either player has less than 4 cards in their hand when the tap ability is used, that player will still draw up to 4 cards. With Private Hot Rod, Infantry, Soldier, while in alt mode, the card found under it, they are not considered to be on the battlefield, abilities do not apply, are not equipped to it, and are not part of the scrap pile. They are used by his bot mode ability. With Private Red Hot, Infantry, Emergency Rescue, while in bot mode, if the swapping characters do not have the same upgrades, the upgrades will still swap. This exchange does not have to be an even swap. But if one or both upgrades, the same swap, like has the put on only restriction, then that given upgrade will stay where it is. With Private Seawater, Rescue Patrol, Search and Rescue, while in alt mode, its last listed ability in the text field can only be triggered once, so if 2 more wide icons are flipped, nothing will happen. With Private Sideswipe, Infantry, Soldier, while in Alt mode, Battle Masters found in the KO area will not count toward his bonus due to them being in their upgrade mode. With Private Trailbreaker, Infantry, Fortification, and Defense, while in Alt mode, you will use his ability before the game begins. After placing Force Field onto Private Trailblazer, shuffle the rest of the deck and draw 3 cards at the start of the game like normal. You will still draw a card at the start of your first turn. With Private Turbo Board, Air Command, Evac, playing of a secret action counts as one of the 2 cards your opponent can play. Just remember that the revealing of said secret action does not count as playing it. With Prowl, Military Strategist, when he flips to Alt mode and gives the other characters who are in car mode both 2, this bonus applies until the end of the turn, even if one of the car characters flips to bot mode. Even if it is in bot mode, his ability says to repair 3 damage to another of your characters when one of your cards gets KO'd. This consists of any character other than Prowl, since he doesn't repair himself. With Raider, Catapult, Air Force, Weapons, its ability will trigger on any occasion when your opponent draws a card. For example, one occasion is when they draw a card at the start of their turn, while another is when they stay in action. For the application of the resulting damage, they can incur for whatever character they wish. With Raider Ion Storm, Infantry, Rainmaker, while in bot mode, the upgrade is returned to your opponent's hand before they flip their battle cards. With Raider Roadhugger, Infantry, Tactics, while in bot mode, he can use his tap ability on himself to give himself an attack bonus, though doing so will cause him to become tapped. With Raider Runabout, Infantry, Soldier, while in Alt mode, and you have Run Amok on the battlefield but he is undamaged, you can still flip him from bot mode to Alt mode due to the effects working separately. Since their effects work separately, you can repair damage Run Amok even if he is already in Alt mode. With Raider Skythread, Special Op, Soldier, if the last 2 characters you have are a tank and a plane components of this combiner and they both get KO'd, their revenge abilities do not work and you lose the game. With the cards found under it, they are not considered to be on the battlefield, their abilities do not apply, or are not equipped to it, and are not a part of the scrap pile. They can only be returned to your hand through the use of Skythread's last ability. With Raider Stormcloud, Infantry, Electronic Warfare, while in bot mode, he can use his tap ability on himself to give himself extra bold, though doing so will cause him to become tapped. With Ramsack, Insepticon Commando, when he flips to Alt mode, there are no damage characters, nothing happens since there are no damage counters removed from him. And if there are only damage counters found on the battlefield or on enemy characters, you can choose one of your characters, don't damage, and do nothing. When it is in bot mode, if an action or upgrade is played that will raise base attack value as determined by the damage counters found on him, followed by raising the attack value as described on the battle card. With Razor Claw, Predacon Leader, when he flips to bot mode, he can still attack tapped characters. He can also attack untapped characters that have Brave or Stealth. These keywords still function, but you just treat untapped characters as if they were tapped, determining who Razor Claw can attack. With Sergeant Barrage, Infantry, Enforcer, when in bot mode, the cards found under it are not considered to be on the battlefield, their abilities do not apply, are not equipped to it, and are not part of the scrap pile. They are used by his alt mode ability. With Sergeant Cog, Artillery, Mechanic, he is a weaponizer with all rules that apply to Battlemasters also applying to weaponizers. With Sergeant Cog, he represents advanced weaponry, is the same size as most characters, and can be played as an upgrade on other characters regardless if said characters are large or small. With Sergeant Hound, Infantry, Recon, while in bot mode, his ability will trigger whenever you place an upgrade onto him, even if doing so replaces an existing upgrade. With Sergeant Mirage, Special Ops, Spy, while in alt mode, you will draw an extra card regardless if it's a blue battle icon or not. When it is in bot mode, his ability will not trigger if the opponent's special action ends up in the KO area, scrap pile, or under the character. His ability only looks at the play area, otherwise it doesn't count. With Sergeant Six Gun, Artillery, Soldier, while in bot mode, his ability will only trigger if the discarded weapon has a plus number in the orange stat box, not in the text field. With Sergeant Scrapnel, Infantry, Electronic Warrior, while in bot mode, his ability will trigger whenever upgrades are scrapped from one of your characters, even if one of your other characters gets KO'd. But his ability will not save himself when he is KO'd. This is because he is KO'd at the same time his upgrade gets scrapped, so he cannot save himself. With Sergeant Skywarp, Black Ops, Seeker, while in alt mode, you are allowed to return this a single secret action to your hand from a scrap pile instead of 2. With Sergeant Springer, Special Ops, Aerial Defender, when flipping to bot mode, if you have 7 cards in your hand at the beginning of your turn and you play a card from it, his ability will still trigger. Trigger condition check first condition at the beginning of the turn, not in the middle of it. With Specialist Ratchet, Engineering, Rescue and Repair, while in Alt mode, use his ability before the game begins. After placing Medic into your hand, shuffle the rest of the deck and draw 3 cards at the start of the game like normal. You will still draw a card at the start of your first turn. When it is in bot mode, his ability will not trigger when damage counters are moved from one of your characters to another. With Silverbots, Aerial Bot Leader, while in Alt mode and you attack, if you flip the required battle icons and trigger his ability, it will automatically flip to bot mode, giving you an attack value of 3. It is worth noting that if he KOs the defender when flipping to bot mode due to his bot mode ability, Silverbot will not do any attack damage. With Skywarp, Teleporting Seeker, while in bot mode, since his ability is a once per turn ability that will only trigger with the first battle card has no battle icons, but his ability will trigger if you flip a battle card with no battle icons on it when you are attacking with another character. With Slipstream, Strategic Seeker, while in Alt mode, if one damage counter is moved onto the defender due to his ability and the defender is KO'd because of it, the attack will immediately end and neither player will flip any battle cards. When it is in bot mode, 3 different battle icons mean that you will have to flip at least one of 3 different icons for the ability to trigger. With Starscream, Decepticon King, while in bot mode, will have his ability trigger each time Decepticon Crown is flipped, causing the bonus to stack. With Sunstorm, Furion, Flyer, when flipping Alt mode and you have 3 or more cards in your hand, nothing will happen. You will not draw any cards and nothing will happen to the cards found in your hand. When it is in bot mode, if an attack or upgrade is played that will raise his attack, take his base attack value as determined by the number of cards found in your hand, followed by raising the attack value as described by the actions or upgrades played. With Thrust, Supersonic Interceptor, while in Alt mode, you're not able to use his tap ability if he is already tapped in order to assist with another character's attack. With Thundercracker, Mech Warrior, while in Alt mode, if your opponent does not have any melee characters, then nothing will happen. With Topside, Air and Space Assault, while in Alt mode, if he doesn't have any bold, then his ability will not do anything. But if he has bold and tough at the same time, then both values are added together and treated as if it was a tough value. With Tauros, Fueler, while in Alt mode, damage counters can still be moved from an enemy character as long as the effect does not say that damage is repaired. With Trash, Autobot Warrior, while in Alt mode, his ability will not strengthen if it shares multiple traits with the selected character. It maxes out at a +2. With Volcanicus, Fury Champion, while in Combiner mode, any damage done due to his ability that will cause the defender to KO, then the attack will end, although any other abilities that trigger due to Volcanicus attacking will still happen. It will also do no attack damage and you will not untap. With Warpath, Confident Sharpshooter, while in Alt mode and there are multiple battle cards in your opponent's scrap pile has 2 blue battle icons, your opponent gets to choose where the damage goes for each card. With Wheeljack, Weapons Inventory, while in Alt mode, his ability will trigger regardless how the upgrade got put onto your card character. With Wingspan, Data Processor, while in bot mode, when cards are put underneath him, they are done so as a means of strengthening him while in Alt mode. With these cards, they are not considered to be on the battlefield, their abilities do not apply, they are not equipped to him, and they are not part of the scrap pile. So with that said, that is what you need to know in regards to character clarification. With that taken care of, we can now move on to the upgrade clarifications. If you liked this episode, feel free to give it a like, and if you want to stay up to date on any future episodes that we upload, then go ahead and subscribe. You can also support us on Patreon for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/checkpointgaming. See you in the next episode, and happy gaming.